Audio Jungle.
I am Melissa Reese. And I'm Norman Martin. Today we'll be informing you about the Revolutionary War and what caused it. The Revolutionary War was caused by several reasons, such as taxes, but mainly through what is known as the Boston Massacre. The Boston Massacre was first thought to be caused by British soldiers killing 5 innocent colonists. This was truly a massacre. On scene 5 is reporter Yureli Benitez.
Thank you, Norma. Today we have a local resident who experienced the Boston Massacre. Now we turn to him to ask him some questions. Hello, John.
Good afternoon, Raleigh.
Who do you think is responsible for the Boston Massacre?
Well, I personally believe that the British were involved with the killing of the 5 innocent people.
Okay, well, thank you, John, for your time.
Thank you, Raleigh.
Hold on. I am now being informed that a Second Continental Congress was formed. Let's go back to the studio with Melissa and Norma for more information.
Delegates from the colonies got together and decided they would place an embargo on British goods. King George III got angry. The shot heard around the world was the first battle of the Revolutionary War in Lexington, Concord, Massachusetts. Led by their President John Hancock, a Second Continental Congress formed where delegates got together in Philadelphia to assure powers of a central government. Commander of the Continental Army, George Washington, attended, as well as Thomas Paine, who wrote the famous book Common Sense. Thomas Paine's purpose in writing this book was to encourage independence. Well, now here to talk about the powers and weaknesses of the Articles of Confederation is reporter Esmeralda and Guiano.
Hello, I'm Esmeralda. The colonies were united under the Articles of Confederation, which were approved on November 15, 1777, but did not go into effect until March 1st, 1781. The Constitution gave numerous powers to Congress, such as could make war and peace, make treaties, set up monetary systems, build navies, raise an army, settle and dispute among states. The Articles of Confederation contain many weaknesses. However, some of the weaknesses include no power to tax, could raise money only by borrowing from different states, could not regulate trade between states, could exercise powers it did not have the only consent of 13 states, and articles could not be changed, amended without consent of all 13 states. And that would be all for the Articles of Confederation. Back to you, Norma.
Thank you, Esmeralda.
Thank you.
And now here is Yureli with the different plans that were proposed and what they wanted for the Constitution.
Norma, there were 2 plans that were wanted on the Constitution, and these plans were the Virginia and New Jersey plan. The Virginia plan was the first plan that was presented for a government with 3 branches. These branches were the legislative, executive, and judicial. Not all states liked this plan. The second plan was the New Jersey plan. This plan consisted of a unicameral Congress, equally represented by the federal executive, of more than one person to be chosen by Congress. This key issued a disagreement between this plan and how the state should be represented. And here to inform you about the compromises that were made to get a constitution is
Thank you, Yureli. To start off, I will begin with Connecticut Compromise, and also known as the Great Compromise. The compromise allowed for 2 houses in which the Senate would be equally represented. The House would be represented based on population, and with the other compromise, it would be with Norma. Among the state's population was a big question, and that not knowing whether or not slaves would be counted in the population of the southern states. All states had a slave population except Massachusetts. This compromise allowed for 3/5 of the enslaved people to be counted for both tax purposes and representation. Now, with the last of the compromises, here is Melissa. The Commerce and Slave Trade Compromise included the agreement that Congress should have the power to regulate foraging and interstate trade. The South was fearful of Congress putting export duties on tobacco and interfering with the slave trade. White Southerners would only agree to in commerce power for Congress if they received certain protections. Under the compromise, Congress could not tax exports from any states or act on these slave trade for at least 20 years. And that is all for today on LGN Government News. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Audio Jungle.